All right, hey!
So TJ, you are the screenwriter for Operation
Yes.
Aunties.
And producer?
Yes.
Come on, don't give them all
Yes.
credit, damn it.
We work hard, baby.
Yes. And I know that this premiered July 11th. It's available on ALLBLK, which is a
Yes.
streaming service, which is a super, super big deal for you. This film tackles urgent issues such as sex trafficking, violence, and so forth, but also pairs that with a little bit of humor in there through the characters of Sharon, and so forth. And also blending in tech, right? And how tech plays a part in that violence, through the whole ride share and thus forth.
Yep.
What do you hope audiences walk away thinking or feeling after watching this film?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking that question.
That was long, sorry.
No, it's okay. I really appreciate it. I think for me, the biggest takeaway is that, especially now more than ever, our community, we need each other. And this film is a call to action to remind yourself that we can't move through this world alone. And sisterhood, brotherhood, family, chosen family, we need each other. And I think because of the isolation that we're experiencing due to digital media and social media and cyber, I think it's pulling us apart a bit. And so what I hope this film does is remind people, check on your neighbor, check on your friend, lean on each other, love on each other, and support each other.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was
Good.
good. That's what we should have been saying all this time.
Y'all been killing it.
We needed TJ.
What does your film, I know it amplifies a lot of themes, right?
Yeah.
Sisterhood, camaraderie, safety, and so forth. But out of those themes, what is amplified the most?
Amplified the most?
Wow. I think friendship and family is amplified the most, and it's kind of leaning into what you said, but I look at the relationship between Sharon and Carol and just how they all came together, and even with the Maya, everybody, I think it's relationships and relating to each other. I think that's
Yeah.
well, I don't,
Yeah.
Like everyone came together like a village. In a way,
Right.
They did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all about the I think it's all about the village and community. Because aunties is such an endearing personal thing to call somebody. I personally feel like I earned that. I love being an auntie. I don't look at it as an ageism type of thing. Some people do.
Like some black women get
And
offended.
yes, they do get offended, and I'm just saying, for me, it actually means something different to me because I've had the nieces, I've had nephews, I've been the neighborhood auntie, I've been the auntie to all of my friends' kids. But this movie reaches out beyond just your village. Your village becomes your community. And so it starts out that we're trying to save someone that is really dear and close to us, but it reaches because now we have to save our entire community. So it's a beautiful thing.
And
That's
I'm
right.
glad that you touched on that
right.
because, sex trafficking is something that affects women right along with other people as well, right? We see the numbers, we see the stats that are coming out, especially in this digital era. So
That's
to
right.
have this film touch on that through rideshare
Yeah.
is something that I feel like is very relatable. Do you
Yes.
want to speak more, any of you can talk more about the relatability of this film? Let's see.
Oh, you want me to talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you tapped
on.
on.
In your opinion, how does this film really relate to the people directly?
Wow, I think because we're using so many things that are just right there in our reach. One of the things that I love was that we personalized Eddie, the AI.
Yes.
And we gave it a voice, that
Yes.
felt like family for Carol. It's not just your Siri AI. It was very personable and it's relatable. Yeah, it was a character. It was an additional character. And then I think the relatability is because, it's also the rideshare element. That's a big part of it. The fact that the women are so down to earth. They might be, yes, she's a tech genius and yes, she's a retired detective, but they're funny, they're down to earth, but then they have that real backbone behind them as well. So I think that's a huge relatability.
I also think you need to touch on what you call this.
Oh, I called it edutainment.
Oh, yes.
It's
Elaborate on
edutainment.
Yeah,
So it's
what
a
do you
hybrid
refer to?
between educating the audience and
right.
entertaining them at the same time. So they're walking away with the message, but they're being entertained, and we're not just hitting them over the head, but we're really talking about some socially relevant issues between, we're just hopping in the cars with strangers, and thinking everything's gonna be okay, and ooh, you got some water, and next thing you know, your life could be gone. Right, right.
right.
And this is very real in what's happening. Yeah.
I also think that these two took 2 years to work with one another on the script to make sure, yes, Wonder Powers twins activate. But I think that makes the difference, and with it being relatable, because there was a lot of tech language that I was very glad I wasn't Melissa, okay, and that was my dialogue. But there was a lot of very techy, very technical type of verbiage that they started to work on and really honed in on the story, because if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, it's loosely based on some real life situations. This is why it's relatable. It's relatable because you can still,
Ignore it.
okay, they won't hear it.
You talking about AI?
Quiet on the set.
It's a real story.
It's technology. Yeah.
Got it. So yeah, it's about how hard these two worked on story. TJ had a great blueprint from the very beginning. They honed in, made sure that it was relatable, understandable in layman's terms for, everybody to really understand, and then honed in on the story and making sure that it had everything. This movie has action, this movie has drama, this movie has comedy, it has everything. It has cute girls.
Very cute girls.
Chat a little bit more about your character, Sharon. Were there any moments for you that made you uncomfortable having to tap into a certain side of yourself in your acting bag, or did it come to you pretty easy?
That's a
Tisha,
thank you.
What were some moments for you?
No. Thank you for that question. I never feel uncomfortable because I put all of myself in each character that I play. But they did offer me the opportunity to go into my drama bag, which people don't normally look at me and see that. They don't know that I started out in drama, in theater, in musical theater. I studied this and couldn't get arrested doing comedy. So when I have the opportunity to do the other thing and really, utilize my craft, they allowed me to do that. So I'm very happy about that. And she was a great directress.
Yes, Wendy. So it took both of you about 2 years to really bring this story to fruition.
Well, it took him longer.
It did,
This is
yes.
his baby. Push that baby out. Yeah.
Both
How
of
long-
you shared a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, how
No, for
long
sure.
did it take you to write the script itself
Honestly-
before you got to her?
Yeah, honestly, it took 4 months. 4 months. So this was greenlit January 2023. I had to turn it in May 2023. So it took about 4.5 months. And then when Wendy jumped on board, it used to make me laugh because it was because first off, she's an icon and I revere her work and just her perspective, but also the way you were able to humanize what was on the script without pushing me too hard. It was almost like I always tell people it was creative love at first sight because it really was. It was.
He had a wonderful baby, but it was just so. I was like, baby, I can't tell the story if I don't know what's going on.
Facts. And she kept saying, "What's the why?" Getting me back to the why.
Can you
And
talk more about that process of helping TJ get to the why to execute the story, so we can actually bring this and then get Tisha involved and get Maria involved,
yeah.
Melissa.
talk more about the
I think it was just a lot of unraveling. You know what I mean? So you have this wonderful banana, right? And you just have to peel it back to get to the inside, to get to the core. Because I think it was just so, everything was there and it was in this genius mind. But it was just, I said, we don't want to outwit, outsmart, or lose our audience in telling this story. So getting to why are they putting their lives, their careers, and themselves at risk? Why are they even invested? Why? What is the why? So we got all this great tech stuff. Okay, that's fine. That's a whole other character within itself. I look at the tech as another character within the
right.
movie. You know what I mean? And I think he was just so great, number one, because you had a lot of battles.
I did. That only
I
you know
mean,
about.
listen, that first script, there was a car crash. There was
Man.
and it was like, okay, it opened up in this big lecture hall.
There was
and
like a fight
I
scene
was
in a warehouse
there's
with a
fight
gun.
scene in the warehouse, and I said, we got to streamline this. And not only did I say that with the network and budget and things like that, and he was wonderful in not losing the integrity
That's right.
because
And
it's
not losing the goal.
not losing the
Just need a little
goal.
bit more
Yeah,
Lighten
yeah.
up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So we lost the car crashes,
So we lost some fight scenes.
but we got some other fight scenes.
right.
You know what I mean? We
And-
did that.
And that's credit to Tisha and Melissa for being down because, you know, everybody was nervous. They was like, are they sure that they even want to do the action that's in there? And Tisha was like, what you want me to do?
They seem really
Yeah.
hungry, both of them.
Yeah.
They're gangster. They're gangster. They are gangster. Yeah, they did it. They definitely did it.
So
Yeah.
as we come to a close, we're running out of time here. Are
Yep.
there any final words that you want to leave our weekly's readers with? We are a black paper. You know, we do have an entertainment section. So is there, for the three of you, are there any final words you want to leave us off with?
Watch the damn show.
Watch the movie. Watch the movie.
I was like, it's a movie, right?
Yes.
Right. And Afrofuturism. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid of the tech. So many times we get intimidated of the tech, and you know, it's like AI is taking over, and it's like there is a way to work hand in hand with it. You know what I mean? And don't be intimidated by it. Be well informed. Be well informed. Turn your cameras off on your laptop when it's time to, but don't be intimidated by the tech.
And I would say, love on your aunties. Because shout out to the aunties. The culture wins because the aunties uphold it.
Wow.
Y'all
The culture
saved the day.
wins because the culture wins
Because the aunties uphold it. That's right.
That is beautiful. But thank you.
Took us to
all
church. Thank
so
you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you.